Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are excited to have our friend here, Christine Gosse, joining us. And we have a special guest, Nancy Bruce, today as well. And just want to point out, we're talking to the ladies of Lavender Lane. That's lavenderlaneptw.ca, correct?
Yes, that's our website.
All right, great. Christine, would you mind just giving us a little introduction? I know you wear many hats as a Reiki master. You're a physiologist, physiotherapist. Sorry, you are
Okay.
a business owner, so much more. But continue, and you're also a master, a Reiki master teacher too.
Yes. Yeah. So I founded Lavender Lane Wellness Center about 4.5 years ago now. And to bring healthcare and holistic together and to really help people work on, getting to the real root of their problem, working on health from a mind, body, and spirit perspective, so that we're looking at the whole person and the person's whole life and trying to bring, their personal growth forward and, get rid of their physical issues that are causing them to stay stuck where they are. And really are in person. We've got physiotherapy, chiropractic, acupuncture, osteopathic, manual therapy, chiropractic, and on the holistic side, we do everything. We can do everything virtually. We do some in-house as well, and that includes Reiki and chakra balancing, emotional freedom technique, our life coaches, oracle card readings, and nutrition, like you name it, basically we've got it. But we've all sorts of energy healing here as well.
Great. Well, thank you for sharing. And would you mind introducing Nancy to us?
Yes, this is Nancy Bruce. So Nancy is a life coach. She's an emotional freedom technique practitioner and an emotional weight loss blocker coach, and so much more. And she has made profound differences in my life, and everyone that we refer to her just raves. She is highly intuitive and can really help people pull out the issue that is bothering them and helps to resolve it and then move them forward on their path.
Welcome, Nancy.
Thank you. Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome.
What would you like to share about how your work benefits Lavender Lane and the clients? Is there anything in particular you wanted to focus on today?
Yeah, so I just want to talk about how with the emotional freedom technique that I like to get to the subconscious blockers of what is preventing us from moving forward. They're subconscious because we don't know what they are. So I like to challenge people in seeing the root of potentially what their issue is. I do offer specific programs, weight loss being the most forefront program that I do, but it's not about the weight loss. It is truly about the relationship that you have with food, which in turn is about the relationship that you have with yourself and the past relationships that you've had. And it's going back and it's healing those relationships so that you're not bringing all of that baggage forward.
Oh, and a lot of us do that, right? Stress eating, anxiety, we eat. And why in particular do we pick up the things that are bad for us? Do they really taste the best, or is it just the quickest fix? How come we're not overeating broccoli and watermelon when we're anxious and we're nervous and why do we choose those foods that we know are bad for us? Is it a subconscious thing where we want to harm ourselves, or what is it?
It would be, so it's kind of a combination of things, but yes, there's definitely a self-sabotage in there.
Mm-hmm.
There is also, growing up, we grow up with, grandparents or other people giving us treats. And what happens is we associate that food with the love of that person. And we put all of that into that food. So technically, our grandparents that love us aren't going to give us broccoli. They're going to give us like chocolate cake or chips,
Yeah.
stuff like that. They're not going to give us healthy food, right? So we associate that. When you go out with a friend to celebrate something, you don't go out for broccoli. You go out for like
Yeah, you don't, but I'm just, I
right?
never thought about that, but
You
yeah,
go
okay.
out for nachos and cheese. You go out for drinks. You go out for the unhealthy treat stuff. And we tend to put all of those emotions into the food. Um, but there is another one too that, you know, we tend to go towards food that isn't good for us because we're actually just trying to avoid a feeling. So the last time we did an interview, Jill, we actually did the cravings. We did a craving example of cravings, and that was towards a food that we love, right? Like we know that we're craving this food and we go after it for one reason or another. And parts of us want to feel what we have felt with those foods. And we want to associate with that. So that is a craving, but emotional eating is going to be when we tend to just go to the cupboard because we're avoiding what we're feeling right now. We don't want to feel it.
Yeah.
So that would be that you're just going for anything that's in there. And it's not just with food, it's with alcohol, it's with cigarettes, it's with any type of self-sabotage.
Okay.
And although my program is about the relationship with food, it really is about the relationship with yourself and going back and healing, you know, that little girl or that little boy within us where we learned those behaviors. And, you know, I thought what I would do today is I thought I would actually take people through kind of like a self-judgment exercise. Okay. So it's okay if we go ahead and do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So when we look in the mirror or we step on the scale or we try on new clothes or anything like that, there's automatically a voice in our head. And that voice is saying things like, you're stupid, you're ugly, all of these things that are wrong with you.
Yeah.
And it is that programming from a younger age that we have just accepted within
Mhm.
our head, within our minds, right? Because it was probably somebody that we really liked implied this, somebody that we valued their opinion implied that there's something wrong with us. That might not have been their intention, but that would
Yeah.
have been our perspective. So oftentimes what I'll do is I'll get a client to imagine that they're either stepping on the scale or looking in the mirror, or there's another step to this as well, and listen to those voices. What are they saying? All of those negative words that are being said, and we will avoid them. We don't even hear them anymore because it's like, oh, don't hear that, don't hear that, don't hear. But they're playing in our minds,
Mhm.
right? And we can't stop them, and we want to stop them. So I have people pay attention to that. And then what I have people do is I will have them imagine that they're stepping up onto stage and they have filled the venue with everybody that they know and everybody that they have known. So basically anybody that they've encountered in their lives are in this venue. And you step on stage and you have to hold a sign up there that says, I am freaking awesome. First of all, how uncomfortable is that? It's extremely uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no, I'm not even going on stage. There's no way I'm even going on stage, much less holding up this bloody sign.
Mhm.
And then when you finally, I work them up to get that confidence to stand up on stage and hold that sign, but then I have them look out into the audience. There are going to be a lot of people out there that are actually cheering you on and saying, you are absolutely awesome. You're right. You're probably getting a standing ovation from a lot of people. But if you look closely at the audience, there's going to be people in there that are talking amongst each other that are probably snickering, or
Yeah.
you can see by the look on their face that they're saying, she is far from awesome. And that's their judgment. So it's their judgment that you are actually hearing when you're stepping on the scale, looking at yourself in the mirror, stuff like that. So we would do tapping around clearing those voices out, getting those people out of your audience, kicking them out so that they don't take up all that space. So those seats become empty for new cheerers.
Yes.
So even if your venue is empty, who cares? It's not full of those toxic people anymore. You've opened up those chairs for people that do want to celebrate you. Right?
Mhm.
And it's powerful when you get security to go out. And security, don't hesitate to let that door slam on their butts on the way out, because they don't deserve to be in my crowd.
Wow. Can I ask you a personal question in something similar to this? I have my uncle is married to a woman, my aunt, and she's just has something against me. Now, she loves my boys, they're 5 and 7, but she's always in my business trying to find out what I'm doing. She wants to control my kids and she wants to see, and just, she doesn't like me. We had a big text war, the whole family, because she did something to my other niece. It was over politics on social media and wrote some nasty stuff back there. She's very nasty, and just her core, you can look at her and just feel it. But she's my aunt through marriage. And we used to go upstate together for Memorial Day weekend to her house with my cousins. And after this big argument 2 months ago of her being so nasty, and my sister actually went off on her too and says, why are you on top of Jill? Are you jealous? What is your problem? Like, she's a great mother. Why you, well, why did she go out? I don't go out much. And when I do, I went past her house to see my boyfriend's ailing 97-year-old father and 87-year-old mother. So I drove an hour west. I live on Long Island. And she saw that I posted a picture that I was out there at a restaurant. And how dare you not stop by my house? Well, I haven't been west, my boyfriend's house. I've been there 2 times in 1 year. I don't go west. I don't get out of my house, full-time mom. Like, and she lives closer that way, and just started going off on me. And she saw me at the restaurant. Well, because after we saw his parents, who I needed to see, we went to the restaurant, and my other cousins came and met us. And she had this, how dare you not stop by me? You never, I'm like, I'm never out your way. I work full time. I have 2 kids, sports every night, just very nasty. And family got involved. And long story short, my sister made up with her, and everyone's going upstate to Memorial Day weekend. And I told her in that text 2 months ago, I really don't feel comfortable. I don't want to be around negative energy and bad people like yourself. I was honest. But then I worry about my kids because they want to go. So my sister's going Saturday to Sunday. She's staying there. And I'm trying to think about what's the best thing to do. My uncle just texted me asking yesterday. And I said, look, I have other plans with Perry and his kids. I said, but me and the boys may try to come up for the day. So we may try to come up for the day. And I feel that's a compromise only for my kids, but I really don't want to go see her negative energy and what she does. I don't want to be there. But when it comes to a situation like that, would you give advice to someone like me to give those few hours to my kids and go? Because they don't know that aspect, and they shouldn't,
Yeah. Honestly, what I would do with a client like that is I would do some major tapping on that around releasing the anger and the frustration and the judgment, and allows you just to be and go, okay, what do I need for me and what do I need for my kids? If I can go to this and I have released all of my anger and my frustration, I don't have to take it on.
Okay.
If she wants to be the bee, she can be the bee.
Mm-hmm.
But I am standing strong in who I am, because I'm not bending over backwards to make this work. I'm standing true in who I am. And I can do that, I know, because she's no longer a trigger for me. She just is there.
Yeah.
Right now, she's a huge trigger for you.
Yeah.
Right? And she's basically controlling whether or not you're involved in the family. And she's not only controlling you from the outside, she's controlling you from the inside. So there's a degree of you that is giving her your power.
Yeah.
And what we want to do is take that power back. Take that power back. Like, no, you will not have this power over me. I am not a bad person. You have been the person controlling me, and I am not your puppet.
I called it bullying, and that was part of the text. That you're bullying me. All you do is bully, and that's like controlling. I'm like, who are you? You're my aunt through marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's what's behind this, Jill, is another trigger.
Yeah.
She has triggered somebody else within you that you've spent time with. She's triggered somebody from your past. And it's the small things that are triggering you from that person.
Okay.
So we go and clear that stuff up. So it's like, meh, it's hers.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
And I am cool with being at this family because I'm actually blood.
Mhm.
And I deserve to be here because I'm blood. You're married into it, I'm blood. And
Mhm.
it changes the dynamic. And
Okay.
what the tapping does is, I was just with a client earlier, and what we talked about is how the tapping removes the triggers. So you're basically becoming a fly on the wall.
Neutral. It's
Absolutely.
hanging.
And
Okay.
you're kind of watching it happen. I remember doing it for myself and, family functions and whatever. And all of a sudden going to a funeral. And at the funeral, I'm going, whoa, that's happening. Whoa, that's happening. Whereas before I would have been totally immersed in it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of went, oh. And you watch it happen because it's not triggering you anymore. Right. And you're watching all of these other people, how it ricochets off of everybody and how it's absorbed. And it's just like, yeah, not mine.
Yeah.
It's everybody else's.
All right.
That's where tapping is powerful. It allows you to come back into your power, but it also allows you to
Release.
the anger, the frustration, the actually the underlying hurt of maybe not even your aunt, but somebody much younger in your life that
Mhm.
made you
And
feel this.
I think this is important because I run into this too as a single parent and a business owner, and trying to do everything by myself is like people still want more and more and more and more from me, and it's about trying to figure out those boundaries. And they make you feel guilty, and it's like, seriously, I don't have any more energy left for you.
Mhm.
Like it has to go to our children.
Yeah.
Well, it has to go to us first.
Yes.
In an unselfish way, it has to come to us first. So if we're giving all of our power to everybody else, we don't have it to give to our kids. So we have to take it to us in an unselfish way, set those boundaries, what's healthy for me, and then that exudes out into our kids because you're not giving from that empty bucket, right? So
Can you show us, Nancy, how to tap that through quickly?
yeah, it's a different, it can get really, really deep. But what I would do is, I know we're on a limited time as well, right? So what I would do is, okay, so let's do the tapping points, right? So first of all, I'll show you the tapping points, okay? So where the eyebrow meets the nose, right beside the eye,
Mhm.
under the eye, under the nose, under the lips and that crevice, collarbone, thymus, bra strap, so 4 fingers down from your armpit, and then the top of your head. So what I want you again to go back to that venue, okay? And that person is there, and this might go deeper than just now. Like sometimes this can be a whole hour session, but let's just do this,
Yeah.
so that you kind of get a taste for it. So what I want you to do is, I want you to imagine that it is this aunt that is saying, you're not awesome. You have no right to be up on that stage, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So tapping through the points, I just want you to ask her to stand up because this is your venue. So I just want you to ask her to stand up.
Okay.
And I want you just to say to her, look it. Just because you don't believe in me does not mean I am not awesome. You're bringing your own crap to the plate, and for some reason, you want to control me. I will not be controlled. These are my kids. This is my life. And I will not give my power to you to tell me that I am not awesome. I am doing the absolute best job that I can. I don't see you doing a better job in your life. And who are you to say I'm not awesome? You have no right to say that to anybody, especially not me. So I would like for security to come and take you out. unless you want to stand there and cheer for me. So give her the option. Do you want to cheer for me, or do you want security to escort you out? What's her choice? What do you see her doing?
Oh, she's going for security.
Okay, security, come and haul her butt out of here, please. She is not welcome in this venue. Security is going to go and get her. She's probably flailing and screaming and cursing and whatnot. It's like, I don't care. It's hers. It's hers. Security, keep going. Take her out. Security, don't hesitate to let that door slam her on the butt on the way out. And please lock the doors behind her. She is not welcome back into my venue, ever, unless she changes her tone. Then we'll talk about it, but it's my decision. Not hers, not anybody else's, my decision. Okay, then stop tapping, take a deep breath in and blow it out. What feels different? You look out on that venue and she's not there anymore. I'm awesome and she's not there anymore.
Quite peaceful.
That was one person.
Calm.
I can feel it. I can feel the energy shift as well. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that was one person, and that was like really compressed.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So that's an example, and you can see how that would overflow into so many aspects of your life, because you're going to hear her voice. That basically anything that you're trying to do in your life that's good, you're going to hear her voice saying, "You're not awesome. You suck. You're not awesome. You suck." No, maybe you do, but I don't.
Yeah.
And you just let it go, and it silences those voices.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you
that's
so much.
Quick, very quick summary.
Wow. Because I mean, this is, she unfortunately had issues with drugs when she was younger. Her mother helped care for her daughter, her first daughter, for many years. And those are the things I said. I said, I've never even done a drug. I've been here for my kids 24/7. I had to bring that up during the course of that discussion, which I feel bad, but like, you're judging me. That I could have judged you for that, but you've recovered and you're better now and you're fine. But why me? It's just so intentional. And so now I'm faced with the decision about the weekend. Do I still go and
She's
just let her
intimidated.
in the other room?
She's
Because
intimidated by you.
yeah,
Intimidated on everything that you have accomplished and where you are compared to all the help that she needed.
yeah.
She's intimidated, and
She's jealous, actually, I think, too.
she doesn't
That's what
even
my
know
sister
it.
says. Yeah,
Doesn't even know it, which makes it even harder.
harder.
So to turn around and accuse her of that, and she's going
Yeah.
to get it back up, right?
So
This helps remove you a little bit from it. So everything that we do helps you take one step backwards to go, this is hers, this is hers, this is hers. And it actually helps you get to a better place to make decisions that are best for your kids.
Yeah.
And that's actually what I like to say to special needs moms as well. Deal with your stuff so that doesn't trigger you and get in the way of you helping your kids, because everything that your kid does is going to trigger something within you that you're going to be so busy working on that trigger that you can't be here in this moment.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, back to what we were supposed to be talking about, but it was similar. I mean, you just,
It was about the self-judgment,
yeah,
right? And that was kind of an example about what we do for the self-judgment and how
perfect.
saying about the self-judgment, something like this would affect some people's weight. It might actually make some people drink. It might make some people go to alcohol or to drugs because they're not feeling like they're good enough because they've given that power away to whoever those people are in their audience.
Wow, she has started drinking again, according to the family. So I'm thinking big relapse, but this is many years ago, but still. And the rant she sent to my cousin was all messed up about her social media, but it was over Trump and Biden. And she was nasty to my cousin. It was all spelled weird. And so that's when the other cousin who knows them says, oh yeah, she started drinking. And she was up late and trolling my other cousin's Instagram and fighting her because she's a Trump fan and she didn't like her Biden post. And it was like, people be. Why are you on? So my cousin blocked her. The other aunt and uncle aren't talking to her either. So it's like a little bit of a rift, but now she's like attacking me. And I finally felt like I stuck up for myself and I said, I'm not being bullied anymore. And, but I still have to have her in my life. So has to be boundaries and there has to be,
You
yeah,
have to protect your energy. She's coming from a very low vibrational energy level right now, and you're up here.
yeah,
She wants to pull you down to her level.
yeah.
Very
She
insecure.
wants, basically, she's acting like an energy vampire and wants your energy. She needs it.
She's like Cruella DeVille. She wants all my puppies. Did you guys ever
Exactly.
see 101 Dalmatians?
Yes.
Okay, I'm like relating to the kid thing, but like, yeah, just that evil or that just dark, dark.
And the thing is, if she is drinking again, so anybody with any type of addiction, she is absolutely in self-hatred mode. So she's going to like try to attack anybody and anything to justify what she's
Yeah.
feeling. She's going to attack, or like Christine says, be an energy vampire for anybody that is
Yeah.
vibrating higher.
Over the years, I've helped her get, because I have a friend who's a plastic surgeon, a discount on her liposuction, a discount on her butt lift. And then she gained the weight back. And then I get her the concert tickets. I do all the fun stuff for her. And she used to help me out dearly when my son was born. My mom was sick with cancer. So she took care of my son for like a year, once a week, and helped me with work. So I am grateful for that. But she really feels that I owe her like for that. And I'm like, that's over with. He's 7 now. I moved. My mom passed. You haven't watched my kids. You don't do that anymore. And I thank you and I appreciated that. And I'll never forget that. But no, no, no. I'm like, I'm not. Yeah. So she feels very entitled to me, my energy, my space, because she feels that she helped me so much for that year but I'm also thinking that's not how family thinks. Family would offer to
No.
help one day a week with a child because you love that child and you love and with nothing in return. But I also gave in return, but still it was like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Jill, you deal in unconditional love and acceptance. Hers is conditional. Right? It's again, it's that big
Totally different.
energy differential again.
Mhm.
So you're coming at a totally different level of consciousness, a totally different vibrational level. Yeah, so really use these techniques that Nancy has given you to protect yourself, put, an energy shield around you,
Around
ask
me.
for angels and guides.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'll be sending you Reiki to protect you as you go, and just
Thank you.
enjoy your day.
Yeah.
Don't let her ruin it.
Yeah, well, like I predict already, she'll try to keep us to stay and she'll talk to the kids. Hey, you want to stay? And they send them and say, yeah, we want to stay upstate and quad in the next day. And I have to set a limit boundary. No, we're not staying over. We came for the day. No, first of all, there's about 15 people staying in the small house anyway. Not enough room will be my excuse. But no, I have to set a boundary, even though it may upset my kid, but I'll at least take them to do the right thing. But I'm setting that up in my head mentally before I go.
So arm your kids with that as well. This is
Okay.
This is what the plan is. And this is probably going to happen where they're going to try to persuade us to stay, but this is our plan. And then, plan something for the fun for the next day that they have something to look forward to, right?
Yeah, you're right.
I love you, and this is what's going to happen.
Yes.
That's a really powerful statement. I love you, and this is what's going to happen.
Okay, we still have a few minutes left. Go ahead. So what else do you want to share?
Awesome.
Nancy, Lavender Lane, Christine, tell us.
Yeah, to the original self-judgment, we actually didn't ask for it. It was actually programmed into us from parents, siblings, whatever. It is downloaded into us as innocent children. And we are like sponges with that. And that becomes who we are. We make so many vows as younger kids. We make so many decisions in younger kids. Oftentimes, I do take a lot of clients back to the age, I take all clients back to the age of 3 or 4, when, it's their perception of what happened. It's their perception of what, how people were judging them or what the expectations were, because you didn't have an analytical brain at that age. And things probably weren't explained to you, and boundaries probably weren't set for you. It was just figure it out. And then we kind of really only heard when we screwed up. We didn't hear about things when it's like, you know what, you did a great job. You tried to tie your shoe. That's an awesome job. We heard, what are you, stupid? You can't tie your shoe?
Yeah, you're right.
So it's just, we didn't hear the positive, and that's what we need to hear more of. So that's what we like to do. That's what I like to do when I'm tapping, is take people back and love that little child and give them the compliments and just ignore all of the negative stuff, because that's not who you are. You made decisions based on that. And
true.
we're all born equally. We're actually all born with awesomeness in us, and it's stripped away with the people in our lives that aren't taught how to empower that awesomeness. And we have to give that to ourselves, because we're the only ones that are with us 24/7. So we can't expect other people to empower us. No, I empower me. I am surrounded by empowering people, but I empower me by healing all of those things that have happened to me. And making me a stronger person.
Thank you.
And I've gone to the point where, like, if the negative chatter really gets going, I tell it where to go.
Good.
Like, that negative ego, that is not welcome. That is not helping me move forward. That's just trying to keep me down and stop me from leveling up, right? Like, so it's super, super important that we're constantly trying to silence that. Because it's so unhealthy, and it blocks us from, doing our soul purpose here on earth, our life mission.
I was just going to say, if we listen to that voice, if we listen to that voice too much, how much are we ripping off the world? Because we're believing this, so therefore we're not stepping into what we have to offer the world. So we're actually ripping the world off.
Yeah.
Listening to that self-judgment and those voices of those people that were probably insecure, that were probably projecting their anger and frustration onto us. And we're not here to rip everybody off. We're here to empower ourselves and everybody that we come across.
Hence all the work that you do at Lavender Lane. We'll tie this to an end, Miss Christine.
Yes.
Is about
so
that.
With all of our energy techniques, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to the root of the problem, get to that inner child, mother or father, him or her, and really reintegrate all those little broken pieces back into our soul and our heart, and so that we're more whole, and then we can start moving forward. We can start leveling up. Your personal growth is going to start to change as you level up. Everything starts to fall into place so much easier. Synchronicities start to happen. Opportunities start to fall in, and things just go. It's so much easier just to flow with the present moment, and be more of an observer and not get pulled into all the drama. So you can book with Nancy. Go to lavenderlaneptw.ca, and you can book a free discovery call and discuss, some of the basic issues that you're having. And she does 12-week programs, and they're life-changing. Like, it is incredible. You can work on any aspect of life that you're having issues with stress, with wealth, with weight loss, dealing with difficult people in your life. You can use it.
Even pain, because pain is telling us the story of what needs to be healed.
Got it.
Physical
Thank you.
Pain, yeah.
And if we want to reach out to you, tell us the best form, please.
Yes, please go to lavenderlaneptw.ca. Take a look at all our wonderful practitioners, and you can book right there in online booking. We can do virtual sessions for all of our energy and coaching work. And if you have any questions, you can contact us through the website, lavenderlaneptw.ca. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, and have a great day. And to all of our listeners, we appreciate you. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.